Good morning, I'm Ferdi Salvador. Welcome to Industry Beacon, where we shine a light on the trailblazers, the disruptors, and the leaders shaping our future. And in each episode, we'll explore how they're staying ahead in their fields, one industry at a time. The auction scene here in the Philippines continues to grow, reflecting the increase of interest in Filipino art and European art, for that matter. And this weekend, Casa de Memoria is back for its holiday auction. Among those up for grabs, paintings, bronze and silver items, and pieces of furniture, of course. Joining us today for more on this is Camille Lhuillier-Albani, General Manager of Casa de Memoria. Good morning, Camille. How are you?
Good morning, Ferdi. I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Of course, you know, everybody knows your family. You guys come from, you know, a well-established financial institution, and now you're heading one of the Philippines' top auction houses. So kudos to you. Tell us, how did you start, you know, with this auction house, and what was the idea behind it?
So back in 2016, my sister Angelique Lhuillier-Miranda and I started this company together called Casa de Memoria.
Yes.
We were first located in Jupiter, but in 2019, when we built up Palacio de Memoria and restored it, we moved to Rojas Boulevard, where we now reside with Palacio.
Palacio is a gorgeous events place as well. I mean, I've been there several times. So, you know, we've spoken to two houses recently, and we're very interested in auctions because there's such a clamor for pieces, especially, you know, artwork, jewelry, and the like. But your auction house specializes in European pieces.
Yes,
I mean,
we do.
I would say about 95% of your pieces are European. Why European antiquities and objets d'art?
First of all, my sister and I, we really fell in love with collecting due to our family's love for collecting as well.
You guys are all collectors.
Well, I would more or less say maybe hoarders. So we all fell in love with arts in different way. I myself grew up in Europe, in Italy.
Yes.
So I would go with my dad to the flea markets every Sunday. So that instilled in me a love of fine pieces and different things to put in your home.
Right.
So we as well look at it like we're a different auction house selling different kind of pieces that you can pass on to your siblings, your friends, your family, especially your children.
Let's talk about flea markets. I mean, there's a notion about flea markets wherein, you know, they're discarded items, you know, items that are no longer loved. It's completely different in Europe because I've been to a few markets there in Portugal, in Italy, and in the Brooklyn and Paris.
Yes.
Why the notion? What kind of notion does that spell when obviously you got exposed to that? Is it
I think
similar
there's
to
a negative connotation when you say flea markets here or in maybe Asia. But when you go to Europe and go to the bigger flea markets, it's all these amazing pieces, bigger items for your home. That maybe there are shops known as flea markets inside, and also people selling beloved items because they want to make room for more of their collection. So it's this way we can also say, in an auction house, we also want the people to make room for more in their collection.
And of course, since you yourself check out the pieces, you know, what are the gems and treasures that you find in these markets?
There's really something for everybody. There's like, for the titas of Manila maybe, there's porcelain, there's limoges, which are plates. There are objects d'art for your home. But for the more serious collectors, we have paintings, we have bronze items, we also have more bigger furniture items for your home.
Okay, let's take a look or figure out what you guys specialize in the European art world. Okay, so what do you normally put in your catalog?
It's really a mixed bag of items. One thing we do specialize in is religious artworks. That's a very big part of our catalog, as well as porcelain, as I said before, and also furnitures.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about silver?
And we do silver as well.
Okay.
So silver from Spain, Portugal, France, as well as England.
Yeah, you're the expert here. What are the differences rather of silver? Because obviously silver is quite valuable. Can you tell between the markings where they're from?
Yes, so in every silver item, there are markings behind it indicate whether it's sterling silver, silver plated, and as well as the value of the silver itself, so the weight of the silver.
Okay, can you educate us?
So the weight of the silver indicates how much it's worth. So usually it's by the gram. And also where it's located or where it's sourced from. So you would say silver from from London is a little bit more valued than silver in Spain.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
Just because there are more collectors who collect these items from different places.
What about Portuguese silver? I mean, a
it's-
lot of people
yes.
don't know that Portuguese silver was actually the benchmark, okay, of silver mastery around the world.
Yes, because Portugal came from a long line of people who were doing royal artworks, maybe prior to many other countries. So it's really fantastic to see that now they're coming up in value in different auctions as well.
All right, so those obviously are valuable. I mean, I love Portuguese silver because I think they're very unique.
Yes.
You can tell immediately if it's Portuguese, right? So do you think the Filipino market is ready to see the difference and to of course figure out the value of these pieces?
I think so, definitely. I think now we're starting to look at people who are maybe getting their families started, that are looking into building homes,
Right.
and also expanding their collections. There are also people who are maybe looking for items that are not the norm. So I myself hate maybe IKEA style furniture for apartments. These are really pieces that you can put there and really live with for the rest of your life,
Right.
and grow with as well. So we have mirrors, furniture, so many things.
What's your market?
It's people who are starting their families,
Okay.
collectors who are very already established, as well as younger collectors who are just starting out.
Oh, okay, because European art can be daunting because
can.
This is for the sophisticated palate, or like I wouldn't even say sophisticated palate. I mean the more experienced client, right, or more experienced.
I think it's
market
more or
segment.
less is because people weren't as exposed to it
Right.
as maybe modernist furniture. So it's up to us to maybe re-educate people into what these pieces are. So in this time span that we've had since 2016 to now, we've tried to re-educate people.
How do you
with these
how do you
things.
educate the market? Or
Well, not only with our auctions, but with our tours in Palacio, we try to show these items in a family home style situation, as well as in the palace it is.
Okay.
We also have a museum, so we try to educate people there with our religious items as well.
Okay, and which is obviously not for auction because that's
No.
that's a private collection. And do you curate the items or
So for this specific auction, our frequent collaborator Miguel Rosales is the one who curated everything for us.
Wow,
And
yes.
as usual, he did a fantastic job.
Of course, Miguel is renowned in the industry for his impeccable taste, right? But let's go back to another subject, which is China,
Yes.
porcelain. Not a lot of people know how to collect it. I mean, if you know Limoges,
Yes.
then more often than not, you'll know the other major houses. And it's a very distinct industry, especially in Europe and North America,
Yes.
wherein they collect vintage or heirloom pieces,
Yes.
right? So can you tell us what heirloom pieces you have on the block?
We do have really beautiful, as you said, Limoges, but we do have really beautiful vintage Vista Alegre as well, which is also a Portuguese brand of plates. So we have these wonderful pieces that include serveware, plateware, teacups, coffee cups, and things that you don't see maybe when you're buying items like this nowadays. So
Yes.
in the shop or in the store, you'll only see plates. These are
Yes.
full sets of items with fish serving or meat serving or
Yes.
gravy boats. And it's really fantastic to see that in the past, people had something for everything.
Correct. Like they even
Yeah.
have like asparagus tongs
Yes.
and asparagus plates. Just it's
Yes.
it's so everything had a purpose,
Yes.
but not a real purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, these things are very expensive. I mean, Limoges and Visa
You know,
Alegre.
it's not as expensive as you might think.
Really.
So we have plateware of like 60 pieces, maybe for 120,000 pesos, or even less. We have items starting from 60, rather smaller serveware that we have in our other auctions as well as this one.
Okay, let's get back to that. And we are taking a quick break. And just a beacon, we'll be right back. Stay with us here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Welcome back to Industry Beacon. Let's continue our chat with Camille Lhuillier-Albani of Casa de Memoria. We were just talking about plates and porcelain or china, however you want to refer to it, before the break. So my question is, yes, you said that Limoges, can be affordable. Vista Alegre can also be affordable, but they run into the millions sometimes, right?
They do sometimes,
I mean, a full
yes.
set. So when your clients or the auction guests purchase these things, do you think they actually use it in their homes?
I think so. I think the type of people that purchase our items really do want to be able to use these items in their home.
Because I'd be so scared to use like my Vista Alegre. I mean, I have a few pieces, but
Yeah.
no one can touch them.
I think it's important to be able to use them.
Yes.
Because they shouldn't be up on a shelf gathering dust. They should be being used, because I think there's so much space now for entertaining.
Yes.
Now that we've surpassed COVID and everything, entertaining really is such a way of life for us,
Yes.
especially Filipinos.
Yes.
So I want to be able to push these items to people who really love them and love them to use them.
And how old are these pieces?
Well, some can be from the 30s, some can be from even earlier, from the 1900s.
Right.
So it really depends on what your necessity is, on what you need.
Okay, let's talk about paintings and artwork, right? What are the most famous artists that you've had on the block?
We've had some Zobel pieces, we've had
Wow.
some Miro pieces as well, and just a lot of mixed bag. We've had some Salvador Dali pieces as well go.
That's major. I mean, nobody can really boast about having, a Zobel or, a mix of, like you just said it casually, Miros, we've got those Dalis as well. And I'm sure these pieces are centerpieces of
Yes.
your auctions,
Yes.
right?
But it's more also often the pieces that are maybe not named. Like we
Right.
have some statues by Chipiro and stuff like that. But
Wow.
yes, but we also auction bigger items like mirrors and furniture, that more items that people want in their homes. Like we have floor-to-ceiling mirrors that are beautiful from Spain in gilded gold. So
Yes, and how do these pieces find their way to you? I'm sure other families that that inherited these pieces.
yes. So we've had a few consigners.
Yes.
We also have a few consigners in Europe. And we also kind of maybe source a few pieces as well on our own.
Okay.
So we like to be able to share everything that's maybe kind of happening now in Europe.
I mean,
here.
as you mentioned a while ago, you're a family of collectors, or as you said, hoarders. Don't you get attached to the pieces that you source?
Some pieces maybe. There are some pieces that come in from consigners and maybe I'll take it home rather than auction it all. What you shouldn't do, but they're so good. They're so beautiful.
Does your sister know about that? Oops, one fell off the truck. But I'm very interested, Chipiro, in our country.
Yes,
that's
we have
wonderful.
a few pieces, a few statues. We have many beautiful bronze pieces as well for auction.
Okay, and how are people, accepting these artworks like bronze? Not a lot of people know Chipiro, obviously,
Yes.
but once you have a Chipiro in your home, that's the only piece you need, right? But are you still educating people on bronze?
Definitely.
Okay.
I think that there's maybe, when people look at art in the Philippines, it's I love local.
Yes.
So it has been difficult for us to be able to share the European art because people are more so attracted to local art.
Yes.
But
Which is great.
Yeah, which is fantastic. It's not a bad thing, but it's for us. It became a niche for us to be able to share European art that you can have forever.
Wow. Okay. What about? I'm going back now to silver because I'm obsessed. What else do you have in silver?
Oh, we have everything. We have trays, plates, coasters. We have beautiful candelabras in
Yes.
four style or 2 style or even 6.
Now, just a range, okay, on your previous and current auctions. How much do these things go for?
It really depends. Sometimes it goes as low as 20 to 30,000, all up into the 500 to 600,000. It depends what the item is.
And that's silver. That's
Yes.
quite affordable. But of course, that's the starting bid, right?
Yes.
Do you recall the most expensive item that you have
In
auctioned
silver, we've gone up to the millions.
off? Okay.
Yes, for certain items.
These are serious collectors.
Very serious
Are
collectors.
these sets or?
Some are sets and some are one-off pieces.
What about furniture? Tell us about furniture.
We have beautiful furniture made with bronze on pedestals,
Okay.
but we also have beautiful tableaus and in wood and also marble furniture.
Okay, tableaus in wood, and then these come
Like they're
from
called bardoqueños.
Okay, from Portugal.
Yeah, from Portugal and Spain.
Okay,
Yes.
and they're beautiful.
They're wonderful. So they come with a cabinet on top and a
Yes.
stand.
Yes,
And the
yes.
cabinet usually depicts different storylines from, depending on what use it is. So they're cabinets with drawers. And sometimes they're made for pharmacies. They're made for hiding your notes inside. And they'll have bone inlay on the top to describe a different scene.
Yeah, but that's mostly like an aristocratic way of living back in the day. These will be from the 1800s,
Yes.
I'm suspecting 1700s and
Yes.
1800s,
Yes.
right? So these pieces, obviously there's like, a movement on modernism or minimalism. How do you...
We do have some modern items as well. We have
Okay.
some mid-century modern item, lights, chairs. We have a Philip Stark chair as well up for auction this auction. So we do have modern pieces as well.
Okay, I'm getting nervous. For those, who are Philip Stark enthusiasts, check this out. But okay, going back, like there's a modernist style, obviously minimalist. People are living in buildings. How would you educate them to put like a nice scrutorio or a nice, apothecary cabinet in there?
I think it only takes one or two pieces. You don't
Okay.
have to be like a massive collector when you start. You can have a beautiful mirror. You can have a beautiful object art, which is like a kind of a trunk on your table, your coffee table. And these items spark joy, not only joy, but also talking points between your people who come to see you. So it's very different maybe compared to like something that's maybe from the shop that is the same price actually. The prices are almost the same now when you buy furniture. But these inspire a little bit more thought.
What about buyers that can't go to the auction, but obviously they want to go get some of your pieces? Is there a retail side to your business?
We do have a retail side. It's
Okay.
called Rue Angelique.
Okay.
It's actually a shop where my sister puts her finds in.
Okay.
My sister
So it's
Angie,
completely
our director,
separate from the auction.
from the auction. But also, if you can't make it to the auction tomorrow, we also have online bidding.
Oh, the
via-
auction's tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
We have online bidding via Invaluable. We have phone bidding, and we have also absentee bidding. So there are options.
So this is you have international clientele that
Yes.
actually get onto.
Yes.
Wow, I'm very proud of you guys. So tell me, what's your dream collaboration for your auction house?
There are so many dream collaborations, but it would definitely be to work with more artists, and work with more architects as well, to be able to really portray more European art in the Philippines.
What about a dream piece you want to put in the auction block?
Maybe I'll save that for other auctions.
I have one interest. During our research, there was a malachite table.
Oh yes.
And
Yes.
it was gorgeous. Would you mind telling us how much that went for? If you remember.
That went for, I think, maybe just under $1 million.
Wow, that was major. Was that French?
Yes, it was French.
Oh, okay. I wish that you have more malachite pieces and stuff like that. But okay, let's talk about the clientele again. Are they only from Manila, or do you
No,
have...
we have buyers from abroad through Invaluable. So Invaluable is an online site where you can place your bids from different parts of the world.
Okay, what about like Filipinos? Where do you where do your clients come from? Mostly in the city and or the provinces?
Mostly in the city.
Oh, okay.
So mostly established collectors as well.
Well, I'm very excited about your auction. I'm not going to join because I don't have the budget for it at the moment. But, tell me, one last question. What is your biggest mistake, Camille?
My biggest mistake is maybe, well, I'm a new mom, so was not believing that a new mom could move more forward in my career and my business. But I'm proving myself wrong every day.
Okay, and maybe one last one. You're second gen in the family into this business. Do you think the third generation will pick up your leadership and go into the auction world?
I think so too. I think it really depends on how you raise your children, and I plan to raise my child in a world of art. So I'm hoping that he moves forward with it.
Just like
when
yourself.
He, yeah.
Thank you so much, Camille,
Thank
for
you so much,
joining us.
Ferdi.
And we can't wait for Casa de Memoria's auction tomorrow,
Yes.
which, of course, the details will be on your website and your
Yes.
Instagram. And that is it for today's show. I'm Ferdi Salvador. Catch the Bilyonaryo News channel on Free TV Channel 31 and on cable via Cignal Channel 24. Thank you for watching the Bilyonaryo News channel. Always on top, and have a happy weekend.